everybody. This is Eric, and today I want to talk to you about how to stop overdrinking. Just let's just talk about the reasons why we actually overdrink, and it's important for you to know and for me to say in the first place that when I speak about overdrinking, I mean emotional overdrinking. I don't mean a bodily addiction. Because if our bodies are addicted to alcohol, let's move this here, then it's a different approach which needs to be done. So first of all, find out if your body is addicted or if it's just your mind, if you're emotionally addicted to alcohol. So, I mean, we generally can speak about any addiction, but today let's concentrate on alcohol. So, in order to find out what your addiction is like, if your body is addicted or you are just emotionally addicted, you need to see how many days can you be without alcohol. And if it's a longer period of time, do you feel any um, of course you'll feel craving. That would be still considered okay in the sense that your body doesn't need to be yet addicted to alcohol. But in order to differentiate between emotional addiction and physical addiction, you need to check your vital signs. You need to see if you are getting all sweaty, if you are getting fever, if you are shaking, if you are getting sleepless, sleep loss, if you can't sleep. But if nothing like that happens, then your addiction is basically emotional. So I'm not going to go deep into reasons why we emotionally get addicted to alcohol. I will briefly explain what happens. So we move naturally to pleasure and away from pain. That's hard coded in us, right? And that's a good thing, right? Evolution made something good for us. We don't want to be in pain. On the other hand, though, if it doesn't serve us, it's hurting us, right? If we want to go to a party, drink, and have fun, that's one thing. But if we see that we are getting out of control once we had 2 drinks, let's say, and can't stop until it's been 8, and then we're really hungover the next day, we're asking ourselves, why did that happen? Why didn't I stop after the 3rd drink? And the reason is basically that we are in that after the 3rd drink or after the 2nd drink, we stop reasoning from the frontal lobe. This is the rear part of our brain, which is taking over the emotional part, which just wants pleasure, and it just thinks, the more I have, I'm having fun now, so I need to have more. So the more I have, the better it is, which is, of course, wrong. We understand that with our thinking mind, but it doesn't work for us. So let's see. What happens is when we drink alcohol, we have a dopamine response. So it's a nice feeling. It's a good feeling. It just feels really nice. And that's good. But we need to trick our mind. We can trick our mind. So one thing we can do is we can find in our everyday life things which gives us joy, which gives us pleasure. What is it? What is it for you? Maybe it's sports. Maybe it's meeting friends, people who don't drink alcohol. Maybe it's just during the day, for example, doing something in exchange to drinking. So what happens is you don't need to do that exactly at the time when you actually would decide to drink. You can do this, for example, like running in the mornings. The trick here is when we run in the morning or just go for a walk, do some sport. This also generates dopamine response. Chocolate generates dopamine response. Sex generates dopamine response. Um, Watching movies also does. Going out and talking to people. Oxytocin is a very positive hormone which gives you pleasurable feelings, pleasure, right? So um, that means if we have things we do in during the day which gives us pleasure, which gives us joy, then our brain already gets some dopamine and it will probably ask for less alcohol. All in all, there's been studies which were done with methamphetamine addicts where they found out that not only should you not tell the addicted people to stop and to turn away from their drug, because that just makes it a forbidden fruit and it makes it the craving even worse. You should just turn around the focus onto something different, which is also giving you joy. It's like with anything. If we're trying to stop stressing about something, we shouldn't concentrate on that stressful thought. We should move our focus to something different, to another thought. So what thought do you want to think instead of the stressful thought? It's the same kind of principle with the addiction or with overdrinking. So with the methamphetamine addicts, what they also did was they made group, or they are still doing that in the States. They have group meetings with people who are addicted and people who are not addicted, and they have conversations. And people who are not addicted tell everybody their stories. They tell what they do in life, which gives them pleasure. For example, they've been on camping during the weekend, and they tell the story of the weekend, how it was, and how, like in all the details, to raise positive energy, to express the feelings that were associated with that experience. And there are mirror neurons in our brain, meaning when we listen to such a story, we also feel and experience pleasure, although we haven't participated in that specific event. So that's also very interesting to look at. So you can just talk to somebody and listen to their story of their experience, of their good experience, and that already will give you a positive dopamine response. Well, dopamine response is always positive, but that's what I wanted to say. So that's one thing you can do. Do something pleasurable. Another thing is you can plan your drinks in advance, meaning this is creating discipline, not willpower, discipline. Plan something in advance, meaning you can plan that tomorrow you're going on a party, because you know that you will, for example, and you will have drinks. So just plan in advance how many drinks and what exactly you will drink, and don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to 3 drinks if you know that that it's absolutely usual that after the third drink you'll have another one and another one and another one. Because if you forbid yourself to have that fourth drink, then it will become the forbidden fruit and you will want to have it even more. So plan something realistic. What is your plan? For example, 5 drinks or 6 drinks. Enjoy it. Go to that party and enjoy those drinks. But Then feel what you feel. Write down thoughts that you have during the drinking and after. You will see if you made a plan and followed the plan, the next day you'll feel better than if you made the plan not to drink and then drank anyway. So, and then if you say that the next day or like for another 3 days you're not going to drink, there are some tricks how to stick to that plan. You can also trick your mind. You can, for example, have a rubber band around your wrist. You might have heard about that trick. And just pull on it whenever you feel the urge to drink. When you pull on it, it will give you some little pain. It will distract you. Again, it will move your focus of attention from drinking to the little pain that you feel. You can so let's just keep it simple and short. Okay, so and then if you do drink when you didn't plan on drinking within those 3 days, for example, this is your chance to find out something about yourself, about you, about your thoughts, about the trigger thoughts which made you drink although you didn't plan to. Okay, don't don't tell yourself horrible words saying that you shouldn't have, etc., etc. This has happened and this is the reality now. Accept the reality, loving what is, as Byron Katie says, and just move from there. Okay, now you're drinking. Okay, what are the thoughts which brought you to it? What was it? What is the reality? What is the feeling? What were the feelings which you didn't want to feel and wanted to drink away? It doesn't have to be a negative feeling or negative thought. It could have been good and positive feelings and thoughts. Maybe it was a great experience. You just finished something, finished a project, everything was great, and you thought, why not have another beer? But you didn't plan it, or just one beer, and then you just fell basically and drank 5, 6, 8, 10, whatever you didn't feel it was appropriate, right? The next day when you thought, oh my god, what happened to me? So one thing is, look at it as a chance to discover yourself and find out more about yourself. And the other thing is, on the next day, again, look into your feelings and accept yourself. You can tell yourself, this is something I did, this is in the past, now we're moving on. Thank you for watching. See you next time.